WBAY TV, your first alert station. Action 2 News This Morning live stream starts now.
Good morning and welcome to Action 2 News This Morning live stream. We've got some pretty thick fog this morning. So today, again, it's elevated to a first alert weather day. Steve Bayline, you've been tracking it all morning. How long is this fog going to last?
Well, I would expect it's going to last through the next few hours. And the improving...
We'll see you in a minute.
Yeah, the camera's spinning around this morning.
I saw it. I was like, oh boy, here we go.
That's okay. I can tap dance while the camera gets on me. It's not a problem. The visibility will be slowly improving, but right now it's not so good here in Manitowoc. It looks like pea soup. I can make out a couple headlights. Hey, that's something. We're above the freezing mark for what it's worth. It's 36 degrees, so this moisture is causing damp roads as opposed to icy roads. If you are near and south of Highway 64, you're probably in this dense fog advisory, which continues until 9 a.m., and that's when the National Weather Service will either expire it or maybe expand it. We'll see how they play it. But you can see we have varying visibility across northeast Wisconsin. The fog is not as dense in Fond du Lac and Green Bay with visibility around 4 or 5 miles. But in other areas, it is hard to see where you're going, especially over central Wisconsin, Bayside and Lakeside. Visibility maybe down to about 1/4 of a mile. So for the morning drive, or if you're going out and running some errands this morning, the severe weather outlook is moderate. We want people to increase their travel time, increase their following distance, use the low beam headlights, and I think things will slowly get better between now and midday. So there's the forecast. Fog and showers coming in. They'll be kind of scattered about the area through the early afternoon, drier but still kind of damp in the evening as we get a little bit of a lull in the precipitation. Our temperatures will be rising slowly through the 40s, and then after the sunset, the temperature just keeps going up with the south wind, pushing our temperatures into the 50s this evening. And that push of warm air into tonight helps to bring in our next weather maker. I know Emily knows what it is. A little bit of excitement in her home as far as the...
I was going to say, we were just talking about the weather. Again, thunderstorms, rain, all of that stuff. My boys, they love it. They love to get in that mud once we get some rain going. I know, obviously, tonight I'm going to be like, all right, boys, we got to stay in. We got to wait. We got to wait it through, and then maybe we can run out. This weekend should be fun with them.
We're putting out a first alert laundry alert for the Byer family this weekend because with thunderstorms and mud, we all know what comes next. And boys, precocious and playing in the dirt and mud. Our next weather maker, periods of rain with our first thunderstorms of the season through tonight. The leading edge of the first round of rain is just pushing into Marquette County. Now there's a couple little pockets of moderate rain, but any lightning activity that was associated with that seems to have waned. I do see some lightning north of Ames, Iowa, and over towards Rockford, Illinois, but I suspect this first round of showers will come on through and it'll bring wet weather, but it'll come through with relatively little fanfare. Now, that's the first round. There's going to be a second round coming in tonight, and severe weather is expected well to our south and west. Some of these storms, as they push in closer to midnight, could be borderline strong to severe. We'll call it a marginal risk of severe weather, a level 1 risk of severe weather on our 1 to 5 scale. So there may be some storms close to midnight that have some 1-inch diameter hail, some downpours, maybe some gusty winds. So let's track this all and time it all out with First Alert Pinpoint Predictor. So here we are, 9 o'clock, and you can see the showers pushing into the Fox Valley, coming into Sheboygan and Manitowoc, lifting north and east. Wet weather, grab the umbrella if you're going out for a bite to eat for lunch. The showers diminish later in the afternoon. Coming home from work, it's probably going to be damp, but we'll get a little bit of a lull in the precipitation. And then around and after Action 2 News at 10, that second round of rain and embedded thunderstorms comes in here. Here's midnight. You can see those heavy storms, Shawano, Green Bay, south and west over towards Ripon and Berlin, tracking north and east. And then after 3 a.m., they are gone. So it's a quiet start to our Saturday, but you may notice some big puddles, or at the Byer family home, some mud. Because of the standing water that is possible because of the frozen ground, you know, you could see some big puddles, especially south of Green Bay where rainfall totals could exceed an inch. So right now, Emily, we're in the 30s. We'll be rising through the 40s during much of the day. And then right before those storms come in this evening, we'll get up to a high of 54 degrees. Now, the weekend still looks mild. Saturday, 55, but heading down to the 40s, and then rising to 60 on Sunday and 63 on Monday. We're going to probably have some record high temperatures on Monday, and the clocks are going to spring forward this weekend, so don't forget to do that before you go to bed Saturday night. One last thing before I throw it back to Emily. I want to promote something. So every day, weekdays at 8:35, I do a live stream forecast. It's just off the cuff, talking about what's going on with the weather, and you can see it just about anywhere we pump out our newscast, whether it be on our website, on our apps. You could also get this live stream weather every Monday through Friday at 8:35 on Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, Android TV. So anywhere you can get WBAY, tune into that and get the freshest forecast that I could possibly give you on the go.
All right, perfect. Thanks, Steve. All right, looking ahead, the 72nd annual CP Telethon is this weekend. It's the longest running local telethon in the country, and it's right here at WBAY. Money raised goes to help support many of the programs and services that CP offers. Our Kristen Allen is live in our auditorium this morning. Kristen, what can people expect from this year's telethon?
Good morning, Emily. It's definitely an exciting weekend, and you can see these telephones set up here behind me. They're empty now. Some of you have been calling already this morning, but you have to wait until Sunday if you're going to call these numbers. But you can always go to cptelethon.org if you'd like to make a donation ahead of time. But on Sunday morning, starting Sunday morning, you're going to see some faces here, maybe some familiar faces ready to answer those phones. But the telethon really goes to support so much about what CP has to offer, and I'm joined by Maddie Szymanski, the Director of Marketing and Engagement, this morning. So tell us a little bit about just sort of what people can expect overall from the live stream and the telethon as they get started with the live stream tomorrow.
Absolutely. So the number one thing that viewers can expect from Telethon weekend is being able to see our client and family stories. So for us, Telethon is an awesome opportunity to share our mission of celebrating all abilities and unlocking potential with the community and being able to highlight those stories.
And so the live stream is something that has, this will be the third live stream. I've hosted the past 2 years. Unfortunately, as I've said, my daughters have their dance recital tomorrow, so I'm unable to host it. But this has been something new that's been added as a way to really get a closer look inside and engage with some of those clients.
Absolutely. So viewers are able to comment in real time right there in the chat and hopefully get their questions answered. So we'll have clients, staff, families, they're ready to answer their questions of whatever questions they have about what CP is.
And the telethon then, that continues on Sunday morning, and that's sort of that tradition that we have here in the auditorium. Tell us what people can expect in terms of entertainment and some of the old favorites that are always here.
Absolutely. So we've got some returning guests as well as celebrating some really special anniversaries this year. So there's going to be a lot of fun stuff going on. We've got a couple surprises up our sleeve, and we'd love for people to tune in and see what we've got to offer.
Now, CP offers just such a wide variety of services and therapies. You have pediatric therapy that ranges from speech, occupational, physical. You also have services for adults living with disabilities and the aquatic center, just so many things. Tell us a little bit about those programs and how the telethon really hopes to support that.
Absolutely. So all of the donations raised during telethon stay local right here in Northeast Wisconsin and allow CP to continue our mission in extra special ways. So it's about providing the very best care. It's about continuing education for our staff and therapists to make sure that they continue to be experts in their field, as well as providing adaptive equipment, transportation out into community outings. There's tons of stuff that the donations go to support.
And so with that live stream, if you want to get started, they can watch that live stream again, as we said, tomorrow. It's from 2 to 4. They do have to register ahead of time for that.
They do. So they can go to cptelethon.org, scroll down just a little bit, find live stream, and click register.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. And if you want more information, again, you can just go to cptelethon.org. And don't forget that the telethon, again, continues on Sunday morning, the traditional telethon here in the auditorium. That's from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. here in the auditorium. We'll be taking your pledges at that time. That's when the phones here will be filled and they will be answered. And you can also, in the meantime, if you'd like, make a donation also by going to cptelethon.org. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Kristen. All right, we're joined by Corey Vars. Thanks for joining us again. He's from the Wisconsin Humane Society, and we've got a furry friend.
I do.
Him.
This is Reedy River. He's 4 months old. He's got so much personality, he needs 2 names, is what it really is.
Oh.
He's about 24 pounds right now, but he is going to grow, and he's going to be
roughly how big?
I would say that medium to large category. It wouldn't surprise me if he gets north of 45 to 50 pounds.
He's been so good with us here. Good with kids, you think?
I think he would be amazing.
Yeah, I think
he
he'd be
could be
really
good in
good
really
for-
any home, as long as you're ready for that puppy energy.
Yeah, I was
because
gonna
boy,
say-
he has it.
Yeah, puppies. I'm like, these are like the running buddies.
Does
like,
he do tug of war?
Oh yeah.
All right.
So find
Come on,
out.
we go.
Yeah,
Ready?
oh.
Come on.
There we go.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, good job,
Oh,
buddy.
you beat me.
Good job, buddy.
Way to go.
I think that needs a treat.
Yeah.
No,
I
Oh,
think we
man.
need some treats.
I was gonna say it's definitely.
maybe not. Maybe more tug of war is the recipe.
He's like, no, he likes Steve. He likes that. He loves it. Well, tell us, as the warmer temperatures are kind of starting to come around, we know it's really important. Of course, if you adopt a beautiful, loving pet like this, you want to make sure that you get them back if they ever unfortunately stray away from home. Tell us a little bit more about the importance of microchipping.
Yeah, microchipping is super important. In fact, it's so important that every animal that leaves our facility in the adoption program is already microchipped.
Oh, nice.
So that's not a cost that you have to factor in. But microchipping is so important, especially as we get into the spring, because animals are just getting outside more.
Yeah.
There are more open doors for them to run
Right.
through. There's more outside time and backyard time. So the chances of them escaping or breaking off the leash
And
grow.
puppies are just so curious.
Puppies
they
are
like
so
they
curious.
truly don't mean it, you guys.
No.
They're so
They
curious.
just don't understand.
No.
I mean, it's like having a toddler in the
Yes,
house, you know, because
totally.
they're just trying to explore their world and figure things out. And
Yeah.
sometimes getting into oopsies is how they learn
Yes.
stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, so the best thing
very
to do
important.
is when they escape, whenever we get an animal that's in, we scan for microchip immediately. Vet clinics, they always scan for
Yeah.
microchips as well.
Sure.
So microchipping is actually probably the best way to ensure that your animal comes back to you in the case of the worst case scenario, right? So we want to make sure that they're all microchipped, and if your animal is already microchipped, now might be a good time to check the website and make sure that all of your information is up to date.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so if you've moved, or
boy.
if you've got a new telephone number
Yeah.
or a new email address, that's the best time to check on that online database, make sure that everything's up to date, just in case something were to
Okay.
happen.
A quick question, because I'm curious. The microchip, does that track them at all or no? I have a friend who put Apple AirTag on it. Her
It
dog
does
was getting
not
away.
track.
Okay.
How it works is it's a little microchip about the size of a grain of
Yeah.
rice, and it gets put into the back of their shoulder. They don't feel it. It's a very
Sure.
easy process. And then what happens is the scanner will scan it through an RFID technology, and then it'll read back a number. That number is then looked up.
It's almost like having your dog go through like the barcode reader at the
Yes.
store.
That's
There you
exactly
go.
what
Put
it
your
is.
dog, boop,
Whose
you know.
is this?
And
Yeah.
then we can figure out, and then one of the greatest stats that we have, last year, almost all of the animals with all the cats with microchips, of those that were actually able to be returned, only one of them did not have a microchip.
Oh my
So
gosh, that's incredible.
It's one of the, to me, it's the most effective way to make sure that your animal
that
gets
makes a
home.
difference.
You know,
getting them
Corey, it was
home.
interesting because you and I were chatting briefly before we came on. You mentioned, daylight saving time.
Yes.
And, I didn't really think about it.
Yes.
Obviously it impacts us.
Yeah.
I've noticed it impacts our kids, but I guess pets can have impacts
Pets
too.
do too. They don't know how to read a clock, so everything is kind of based off of the sun.
Yeah.
So if we change our clocks and the sun doesn't really change, it kind of messes with them a little
My
bit.
cat is going to be like, what? Breakfast an hour early? No way.
You
That's
say that.
awesome.
What's so funny about that is obviously working overnight, and like our dog, we would be like, all right, I'm back in, like, or if we'd go on a trip, we'd be like, we're going to be back in 2 moons, okay? 2 moons, one
Two
moon.
moons.
1 moon and a sun. Like we always, that's how we would tell them.
That's
so
fun.
funny, yeah.
That's fun.
Would you recommend we do something to help our pets?
You can actually start doing something right now. Something that you can do is maybe try slowly working in. Maybe set your clocks today, maybe 15 minutes, maybe next day 30 minutes, and then another 15 minutes, just to try to slowly get them back
And
into
we do that with a
schedule.
lot of kids' bedtimes.
We do that with
It's not
kids'
that
bed.
much different, is
Sure.
it?
Yeah. So
Correct.
if you
It's
feed them
not.
at a certain time, like
Yeah.
kind of start shifting that. Very cool. I know for not everyone can adopt a pet,
Yes.
unfortunately.
I
But if they
know.
can, are there other ways to help?
Yeah, right now we actually have our spring match going on right now. If you head to the
Okay.
website, wihumane.org, you'll see right on the top page, spring match. We're matching donations up to $100,000 thanks to some amazing friends. And that's probably one of the best ways. Another way that you can help out is by signing up for our pet walk happening on June 7th. You can sign up at petwalkgb.com. So
Fun.
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun in Pamperin Park. There's, of course, the walk and a bunch of other family-friendly activities. And we love pets, but you don't have to have one in order to come.
Right.
So
I was going to say, it's always a really good turnout for that event. So
I know,
I
it's
love it.
fun.
Good to see it. So perfect. Well, we've got all the details for Reedy River on our website. You can take a look at all the information you need to know for him. And again, if you're interested, reach out. What a sweetie.
Very
He's been
photogenic
so
there on the
precious.
website.
Yeah.
He took a
Yes.
really nice picture.
Yes.
He's very sweet. He's fun. And man, he would love to go to
Yeah.
a loving home today.
Well, hopefully that happens ASAP.
Yeah. He's so sweet. Oh, well, thank you so much for bringing him
Thank
in.
you.
And again, we hope to get him a new home. And oh, he's just so sweet. I love him.
He's
So,
fun.
Yeah.
Thank you, Corey. Really
Yeah,
appreciate
thank
you
you.
guys
Thanks for
stopping by
coming in.
today.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah. Well, again, obviously, Steve, you're going to be watching the weather. We've got
Yeah.
all that on our app, several different ways to watch that, so you can tune in there. But otherwise, folks, have a beautiful Friday. We made it through the week.
Yay!
Yay! Bye, everyone.